Hello and welcome back to Short Points. Tsetso, this week's lesson took me completely off guard, right from the beginning. Heaven on earth. I thought that it would take us traditionally through the tabernacle in the desert, the Hebrew temple, but this was just one small section out of the whole thing.
Wow, Nick, have you heard about that before? The Garden of Eden is the first sanctuary on earth. God wanted to be present on the planet Earth, period. But how is it really possible for the Garden of Eden to be a sanctuary? Is this the unheard of discovery of the Bible?
I know. I started giving up the idea that the sanctuary is limited to the issue with sin.
Seems like that even before sin there was a sanctuary where God had his immediate presence in a special way.
I think that the sanctuary is more about a relationship. I don't know Greek, but I like to look at the meaning of the word in original and the additional depth that it brings. According to the author of the lesson, the verbal form of the word used for tabernacle is translated as to dwell or to live, and is referring to Jesus when he lived among us.
Yes, he said, I am the light, I am the bread, he is the Lamb of God. Jesus even said, destroy this temple and I'm going to raise it back again in 3 days. Jesus saw himself as the temple.
We are used to the concept of Jesus being the sacrifice, but now he is the whole temple too. And looking through the New Testament, we see as well that we are referred to as the temple as well. Now, this can get very confusing, but I believe it will be so only if we try to be very literal. I think that these lessons are trying to expand our visions. They are revealing how the concept of the sanctuary is involved in every aspect of our lives.
Nick, I see this progression of closeness that God develops with every other temple that he builds after the fall in the Garden of Eden. Due to the sin, it translated into the tabernacle in the wilderness, and from there into the gorgeous temple built by Solomon. And then Jesus comes personally, and he's the temple of God. And finally, we are the temple of God. It doesn't get any closer than this, does it? But the temple of God, it's so vulnerable. Now, it's every man and woman that represent and portray his dwelling here on earth. How dependent God has become on our personal life choices.
For many of us, the sanctuary is something for the theologians, about the doctrines. It's something that we should know about, but it's not something that we relate to. These lessons are like an invitation to reconsider this. If you are curious to know more about the secrets of life, of relationships, of love, this is the sanctuary for it.
If God has been so successful in building his temple as close as possible to man, then the last tabernacle God himself described in the Revelation gives us such a big and undoubtful hope that we can be only looking forward to.
A friend of ours, after the previous video, asked us to define sanctuary. According to the dictionary, it's a sacred place. It can be extended to a safe place, a refuge. But we are discovering that this is just part of the picture. Join us next time when we will continue painting this picture by digging into the lesson.